All right, so here we got the Giant. Having some problems with this game. So first, we're going to change the lock because the lock has fallen out of the door. So the door doesn't open. I have to use a screwdriver to get the door open and closed. And that becomes a pain in the butt after a while. Also, we have a problem with our gantry up here, the gearbox. The gearbox will eventually stop working. It'll go out to the middle, it'll start to come down, and then all of a sudden it just stops. And then I have to reset the game, and the game will play again for a little while. And then after, I don't know, 8th, 9th, maybe the 15th try, it will do that whole thing. It will come out, go down a little bit, and then stop, and then I have to reset the game. So we're going to replace the gearbox because I don't know what the problem is. I've been trying to figure it out for quite some time. I've replaced almost just about every single part that's on there, and I still get the same issue. But I do know that my little pins up there are bent. The screw holes have been hollowed out. I don't want to say hollowed out, but they've been reamed out. They're no longer straight. I don't know what happened, but when I tried to put a new one of these in, I didn't want to screw in all the way, and then when I did finally get it to screw in all the way, it was still very loose. So all my pins over there are kind of bent and not really perfectly straight. Even this one here, it's not really straight over there. This one and that one. So I'm thinking maybe this whole piece right here is bad. I could have just purchased this piece, this one little wall piece here, but I just wasn't sure, and I didn't want to keep having to buy parts and buy parts and buy parts to try and fix this thing. So I went ahead and just got a whole new gearbox. Gearbox is quite expensive, but as long as I send back the old one, I can get a nice discount back. Although this bond is a little older, I don't know what this is, but it does have the same plugs that I'm supposed to be using, so that's a good thing. So I'm gonna have to remove the old one and check it out and try to add some parts out of it or figure out how to get this bad boy in there, hopefully. All right, so let's start with the lock first. Let's remove the old lock. All right, so this is a super simple job. Got the new one here, remove the old one. Here's the old one. I guess I didn't really need to remove this piece. I'm going to put those screws back in, that little plate, even though it does come with a new plate. I don't think it makes a difference whether I use the new one or the old one, because this is just going to slide in and then come out like that. So I won't have to replace this. So that's fine with me. So let's get this bad boy back on and put together so we can lock it normally. All right. Simple. New lock is on. Make sure you put this little black rubber around there. I don't remember whether I took it off of it or not, or if it came with one. I don't know. But I'm going to use it because it kept the other end from sticking out so far. So now it's flush. Anyways, it is working. Now we can lock it. That's it. It's good to go. Now, let's get that gantry out. Let's get the gearbox out of the gantry. If you don't know how to do it, it is a pain in the butt. I'm going to show you how I do it. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the claw a little bit. So I turn the game on, started it up, lowered the claw a little bit, turn the game back off because I find it easier to do it this way. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove the actual claw, well, the lid from here. I'm going to take this off, unhook this so it's out of my way. There you go, that's out of my way. Unplug that, and then I'm going to unplug the plugs here and get those out of the way, and then we can start removing the gearbox out of the gantry here. All right, so let me go ahead and remove the claws and stuff like that. All right, so I went ahead and turned the lights on so I could see what I'm doing. I went ahead and unplugged these so that way the claw and the gantry doesn't start moving on me and stuff like that while I'm working on it. So, but it will throw it into an error mode. It'll give you an error 11. It'll make a weird sound, as you can hear. Just unplug the sound. That way you don't have to listen to it. I just wanted some light so I could be able to see what I'm doing. That's all. Like I said, I unplugged everything so that way I can move everything or remove everything without it moving on me. So let's go ahead and start taking that out. All right, so I got most of this taken apart. I have this removed. This is removed. So I'm ready to remove the gearbox out. But I kind of wanted to make note of this. So I do have another tech that works for us. he noticed that he found some broken wires here, so he fixed it. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I would have used butt connector instead of this, but that's fine. That's fine. What I don't like is this right here. This little one wire that's bare. That means it's been scraping on something, and the sheathing is now completely off of it, which means it's probably shorting. So I'm almost thinking that maybe this harness might be the problem as to why I have such an inconsistency of my gearbox here. With it going back and forth, maybe it's grounding somewhere, and then that's when I get this is what happens right here. It'll go down like this, and then it'll stop, and then it'll go into error mode. So that raises a kind of a question for me. So I might go ahead and order another harness to replace this piece right here. So this would go from this end right here, and it'll go right here because it just plugs into these parts right here. So it's just this piece right here that I would need. Hopefully I can get it without the actual track or whatever this is called. Just the wire harness is what I'll need. Anyway, so now we got that out of the way. We're still gonna take the gantry out, the gearbox out. Now that it's apart like this, you can kind of like lift it up. It's hard to do with one hand. Lift it up and get it out of there. This is definitely in my way. All right, so give me a sec. Okay, so this is what I mean. So I moved this out of my way because that was keeping me from going all the way up. Because my lights, I really had to move it kind of like in the center here. You would have more space on this side right here because this rib is keeping, taking away some space. So if you could get it, if you have the other lights or smaller lights, you could push it off this way and be able to get it out just as simple. So now all we got to do is just kind of keep dragging it out because it is out. If I go from this section, you can see that it's ready to come out, and this will just follow with it. Would I be able to do it with one hand? Probably not. But I'll try. There, one hand. And that's it. Got it out just like that. Use two hands. It's much easier and less dangerous than using one hand. But now it's out, so let's take this to our little workbench and figure out what we need to do to get that one installed into here. All right, let's go take it over there. Oh boy, the problems continue and continue. All right, so after pulling this down and bringing it over here, I wanted to compare it to the new one, and something is wrong here. This is the old one. This is my new one. Now, they did tell me it's going to be rebuilt, so it's not going to be brand new because they don't have new ones. So, wow, I can actually turn that by hand. Oh, yeah, I can do that. So, I can fix that. Just remove these rubber bands, take this wheel off. I'll take it off this one. I'm gonna let them know though that it did come like this. That way, when I send this one back, they're not gonna charge me extra for it. So, but yeah, I'm not sending it back because I want it. I want to make sure that the problem goes away. Because if it doesn't go away and it continues to do what it does, then I know the issue is not in here, and it was probably in the wire harness. But I have been working on this game for quite some time, spinning my wheels, and I need to get it done. So I'm gonna remove this one, swap them, get it done. All right, just to show you, gotta remove these little rubber bands, rubber wheels. That way you can get to the set screw. You don't have to remove them all. You just need to get enough to get to the set screw. So just get a set screw, unscrew it, take this off, take this one off, swap them around. That should be good. Super easy. I've already made note, took pictures, and I will be emailing Smart Industries back and letting them know that I did get one that was damaged, and I did remove the part that I needed from the one I'm sending back so I could get this one back up and running. So always take pictures, always make notes, but do what you can to get things working. So yeah, let's go ahead and finish this. All right, so simple swap. New one's on, well, the good wheel is on the new gearbox. That one's got the old wheel. So now let's go ahead and try to figure out what we need to do to get this attached. So I'm gonna assume that all I gotta do is just remove this little bracket right here, and then just sort of shove these little things in there, and then that would be it. Why they put it in such a long cable, I have no idea, but that's fine, because there is a cover that's gonna go right here, and everything will stay in there and not fall apart. So let's go ahead and remove this little bracket and start putting these in there. Okay, so I ran into a major issue. So I had to first put back the broken gear onto the new gearbox that came. This is the new gearbox. Here's the original gearbox from my game. I put it back. Why? Because my wiring is completely different. I don't know why I have this long 3-foot wire with male ends when I have a small, what is this, 4 inches? And I have female ends on this side. So what the problem is that this will not plug into what I have inside the game. But these will plug into each other. See that? But I don't want that, so this is definitely not the right gearbox. So let's go in here. So as you can see, I got male ends on this side, so it has to go into a female connector. Problem is that the female connector is on the old one, not the new one. Here's the new one. Disconnect this. Yeah, so this is completely wrong. I just called tech support. I'm sorry, not tech support. I just called Smart Industries, gave them my numbers off of my paperwork here, and explained to them what was going on, and they were surprised that it was actually wrong. So what they have asked me to do is take pictures of everything, which I did. I've taken pictures of my plugs here. I've taken pictures of their plug here. I've taken pictures of everything that I needed to, and I am going to email it to them. They're going to have to send me a different one that actually works for my game. Now, I could have easily started to remove the pins and rewire it into here and do this and do all that, but to tell you the truth, I don't feel like I should be doing that. I ordered this newly rebuilt or refurbished or whatever. I don't think I have to modify something that I just purchased that should be working. So that's why I'm not doing that. I could probably get it working. This one is working. It just, after like 11th or 12th try, it wants to stop, or I don't know how many tries. But I could just do it there, just reset it, game is good to go. But yeah, having to modify something you just purchased, yeah, that's not really what I want to do. So we're just going to send it back, put this back in, and get the game back up and running. So let's do that. All right, so I'm putting the old one back in. Gonna connect all this stuff. I am gonna call tech support back, and I am gonna inquire about getting this harness right, because this right here does bother me. This one little scrape right here. If that is shorting out every once in a while, and it looks like it could be a ground wire as well, that possibly could be making my claw stop in the middle of a game after a while. Maybe it doesn't do it right off the bat, but eventually maybe it moves and it shorts out. I don't know, but I don't like wires like that. So let's see if I can replace this. So let's finish this up and get everything back together and get it working. All right, so everything's put back together. Yeah, I didn't put the cover on there. That's fine. I'm gonna have to take it off again. But yeah, everything's back together. Speakers are back on. Let's give it a quick test. Works the way it should. All right, well, for now, it's back to working. It's fixed per se, but I know eventually it will stop working again. And then I'll just reset it. But for now, let's go ahead and take pictures that we have and send them to Smart, box this back up, and hopefully get a new one soon. For now, that's all we can do. At least the door lock's been changed. All right, thanks for watching.